Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Green Bay Packers versus Dallas Cowboys Week 5 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. We are 4 weeks into the season, so it's not the biggest sample size ever. However, there will always be little nuggets of truth to every sample of data you see, which could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this matchup, when it comes to the basic NFL data, so again, NFL stat basic comparisons is just looking about, it's looking at how the offense is performing, how the defense is performing, how the special teams is performing in terms of various data points and stuff like that. And the overall data, excuse me, favors the Packers, but it's very, very, very close. These are very evenly matched football teams in terms of overall data. So let's get into some of the things that kind of help one team or the other. When you look at the total D score, the total D score is the ability of the defense to prevent first downs. Most of the data favors the Cowboys when it comes to the ability to prevent first downs as the defense. Same thing goes with the offense. The Cowboys' offense has been better in terms of creating first downs. So the total O score is the ability to create first downs as an offense compared to the rest of the NFL. And most of that data actually favors the Cowboys as well when it comes to that particular metric. So overall, the offense and defense in terms of first downs, preventing first downs and creating first downs is more so on the side of the Cowboys up to this point. Then when you look at turnover ratio, the Cowboys actually beat the Packers when it comes to turnover ratio. The Packers have just had a couple more turnovers overall than the Cowboys. Sack percentage, the Packers have given up many more sacks than the Cowboys. A lot of this is because of the injuries that they've had to their offensive line. They've had tons of guys. Some guys ended up on IR and all this other kind of issues, but that doesn't change the fact that that's what the issue is. So I understand people will make excuses for things like that, but stop making excuses. This is the issue. So you can't just go, well, our tackles are out, so that's why we're giving up sacks. Again, I don't care what the reason is. The fact is you're giving up sacks. So that's just facts. Then, of course, when you look at offensive score percentage, fairly evenly matched. Both these teams are pretty much the same when it comes to their ability to put points on the board on each drive. So that's definitely evenly matched. But defensively, the Packers are a little bit favored because the Packers are able to prevent points in terms of offensive scoring drives more often than the Cowboys. So that might actually be sort of an interesting sort of matchup to see. Then when you look at turnovers, most of the turnovers actually favor the Packers. The Packers have just been able to generate more turnovers than the Cowboys, but the Packers have also been able to generate more sacks than the Cowboys, more interceptions than the Cowboys. So when it comes to stuff like turnovers and sacks and interceptions, it definitely favors the Packers when it comes to those particular areas on defense. Then when you look at special teams, so punt return yardage, fairly even between the two teams, but the Cowboys have much better kick return yardage. The Packers have probably the worst kick return yardage, average compared to the rest of the NFL at this point. Then, of course, when you look at defending punt returns and kick returns, fairly evenly matched when it comes to preventing punt returns on defense, but the Cowboys have the advantage when it comes to preventing kick returns on defense. So that's definitely an area where there is some advantage. And, of course, field goal percentage is pretty much the same. Extra point percentage is pretty much the same. And punting average is more so on the Packers. But overall, I would say special teams is fairly evenly matched overall with both these teams. So that it's really tough to say. Again, the overall data, so like taking into account everything, favors the Packers. The Packers are just a little bit better in terms of preventing points on defense, and they're a little bit better in terms of sacks, and they're a little bit better in terms of turnovers, and a little bit better in terms of interceptions. And so that's the big driving factor for why the Packers are favored in this game. However, it's still anybody's game. I think it's a little too close to call, but the overall data does favor the Packers. But I do think it's very, 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 very close. So there is some opportunities here. And then, of course, you look at the other sort of data. So we're looking at other sort of matchups, micro matchups in terms of data. So when you look at completion percentage for the Packers versus the Cowboys, I won't get into too much of this, but most of the Packers' offensive woes when it comes to completion percentage have been in second and third down situations, but the Cowboys have been very bad in terms of preventing second down and third down completion percentage. So this could actually be a week where the Packers' offense bounces back. Then, of course, you look at the Dallas Cowboys offense versus the Packers defense when it comes to completion percentage. Most of the issues for the Cowboys have come in second down situations when it comes to completion percentage overall. They've been one of the worst teams in the NFL when it comes to second down completion percentage. So that's definitely an area that I think they need to improve upon. Then, of course, when you look at rushing downs, so the ability to create first downs with the run, in first down situations, second down situations, and third down situations, mostly favors the Packers. The Packers have been better in terms of third down situations. In fact, one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to creating first downs on third down. And also second down is better than the Cowboys, but there will be some sort of a fight in first down situations. Then, of course, when we look at the Cowboys offense versus the Packers defense in terms of rushing downs, mostly favors the Cowboys in second down and third down situations. So both of these teams are going to have success with the run. The Packers are going to have some success with the run, and the Cowboys rushing offense is going to have some success with the run against these defenses. And then, of course, when you look at passing down, so the Packers passing offense versus the Cowboys passing defense, mostly favors the Cowboys Cowboys defense, except for third down. The Packers have had issues in terms of first and second down, but have not had issues in terms of third down. So, basic way to put it is that the Packers have just not been great in terms of getting crazy explosive plays on first down or getting crazy explosive plays on second down, but they have been sealing the deal on third down, which again is why Aaron Rodgers is who he is. This is kind of the money down. The money downs is where the Packers are performing well as an offense, and the Cowboys just don't really do well on those money downs. So I definitely would say that even though the Cowboys do have advantages in terms of first and second down, I think the money down is definitely in favor of Aaron Rodgers. Then, of course, when you look at the first down conversion rate for the Cowboys offense versus the Packers defense, it's fairly evenly matched. The Packers do have an advantage on third down. I'll give this somewhat to the Packers, but this is the big area where I think the Cowboys really need to improve upon in terms of their passing offense. They've been below average in first down conversion rate, second down conversion rate, and third down conversion rate when it comes to the pass. And that has to improve. If they're going to be more balanced, if they're going to get more accomplished in terms of their offense, they have to improve these numbers if they want to have lots of success in the future. Then, of course, when you look at sack down, so most of the data actually favors the Cowboys when it comes to sacks. And again, I understand there's going to be people getting in and going, well, the Packer, the injuries and this guy and that guy. I don't care. The reasons why this is what it is, it doesn't matter to me. The fact is, it is. There is too many sacks being allowed overall on this Packers offense in first down situations, second down situations, and third down situations. And this isn't good. If you want Aaron Rodgers to be healthy, this cannot continue. So, there are reasons for this, but the reasons don't really matter. What matters is the fact that it's happening, and I think this could be an advantage for the Cowboys because of that. Then, of course, when you look at the Cowboys offense versus the Packers defense, when it comes to sacks, the Cowboys have advantages in first and second down, but third down is a big, crucial down. Most of the sacks the Packers have come on third down situations. And the Cowboys offense has given up most of their sacks on third down. So that's going to be a crucial down and distance to see what happens in that particular situation. Then, of course, you look at interceptions. The Packers offense versus the Cowboys defense when it comes to first down and second down mostly favors the Cowboys, but third down is the big down where the Packers actually win. So again, the Packers are going to have some struggles in first and second down, but they are going to at least seal the deal when it comes to third down because that's what Aaron Rodgers does, but that's if he's healthy, in this game. And then, of course, when you look at interception ratio for the Cowboys offense versus the Packers defense, Overall, it favors the Cowboys, but I would say it's fairly evenly matched. Pretty similar in terms of first down, second down, and third down situations for the most part. So there's a slight advantage for the Cowboys, but I would say it's pretty evenly matched when it comes to this particular matchup. So overall, how do I feel about this particular game? I don't feel well about it. I mean, I'm just going to be honest in terms of projecting. Very evenly matched. Both these teams have lots of issues. But if I'm actually going to go with a team in this game, I'll feel good about it. But I think I'm going to go Cowboys. And I think I'm going to go Cowboys because of the issues on the offensive line. There's lots of uncertainty about the Packers running back situation. I mean, honestly, I think you should just go with Aaron Jones. Ty Montgomery is banged up. Jamal Williams is banged up. Jamal Williams is trying to play through an injury, honestly. Ty Montgomery's trying to play through an injury. They don't want to lose that running back job to Aaron Jones, but ultimately I think you just have to go with Aaron Jones. And if you keep playing this game of, well, we still they're injured, but we still think that they're the best, they give us the best chance to win, I just don't buy that. So I think the best course of action for the Packers is to start Aaron Jones, start the Aaron Jones era, and just have Ty Montgomery heal, and sure, you can use Ty Montgomery in different packages and stuff like that, but I think Aaron Jones really needs to be the guy for the future because he's shown a lot more compared to what Montgomery has shown, what Jamal Williams has shown up to this point in the NFL, in actual NFL games, and I just think that it's just time to make a change. So as much as they want to keep dangling this in front of us and say, oh, well, Ty Montgomery is actually going to be healthy, and this, I just no. They need to make that change, and if they don't, that's another feather in the cap for the Cowboys that are going to take advantage of running backs that are banged up this week, very banged up this week, that are going to make the offense less efficient because they're not ready to go. So, again, overall, the data favors the Green Bay Packers. I tend to side with the Cowboys. I think sacks could be a big thing in this game. I think because of the fact that the Packers have not been able to prevent sacks, they've had all these sort of issues, I think that this ultimately favors the Cowboys because of that. But we'll see what happens, but that's just my general feel. So, of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.